Our top focus story, India Today's access details of the Shunglu committee report. The Shunglu committee had been formed by then LG Najib Jung to look into some 400 files that had been cleared by the Arvind Kejriwal government without consulting the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. This after the High Court had ruled that Lieutenant Governor has to clear files. The government has to consult him. So at that point of time, the LG had said truth hidden in the files must come out. And I want to quickly cut across to India Today's Ankit Tyagi, who's accessed details of the Shunglu committee report. Ankit, get us details. The Lieutenant Governor, then Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung had made it very clear. The truth hidden in these 400 files must come out. And what does this report say?
Gaurav, first of all, let me tell you that this Shunglu committee report that we have accessed, it is a more than 101-page report which goes through 404 files that were sent by the Lieutenant Governor to this three-member committee. Now, this has completely shred the Delhi government to pieces. It has questioned the allotments, the appointments, and also the foreign tours undertaken by the various ministers and MLAs. I have been going through this report. I have not been able to go through the entire report, but let me just start with a few of the scathing remarks that this committee report has in fact done. So if you go to this report on point number on page number 13.17, Gaurav, the appointment of Soumya Jain, the daughter of Satyendra Jain, the health minister, they have in fact questioned the appointment of Soumya Jain as the advisor in the health ministry. They have said that her CV does not have the proper qualifications for which this post was created and she was appointed for. They also say that it was after hue and cry by the media that this appointment was taken back. Now, if you go on to the same page, the point number 14 on point number 17B on page 14 says the allotment of 206 Rose Avenue to Aam Aadmi Party as the party office is also null and void. It says the allotment was really to validate allotment of government accommodation to Aam Aadmi Party. The elected government in Delhi does not have the power to deal with this subject, let alone allot it. It then goes on to say, to question the allotment of a residential accommodation to one of the MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party in guise of providing him office accommodation. The committee also questions the appointment or the allocation of a residential house to DCW chairperson Swati Maliwal, which they say that it does not come under the purview of the perks that the DCW chairperson gets.
It then goes on. Okay, let's take this one by one. 400 plus files that were cleared by the Arvind Kejriwal government in its second tenure. They are now being questioned, and I want to quickly bring in Sanjay Jha of the Congress party. Sanjay Jha, what do you make of the findings of the Shunglu committee? Because there were three experts. One, a former Controller and Auditor General, one, a former CVC, one, a former CEC. So three gentlemen looked into these files and they found a series of irregularities, Sanjay Jha.
Well, Gaurav, you know, from what I'm hearing on your channel, this seems to be a very serious indictment of the way Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has been running his government. I mean, he had a historic mandate given to him by the people of Delhi. He's clearly not just squandered it away. But perhaps what is distressing from what I'm hearing is that, you know, they have contravened every potential law. There is favoritism, there's nepotism, and potential corruption. So these are all examples or manifestations of not just, I think, pathetic governance, but more importantly, I think misleading the trust of the people of Delhi. Because I remember when they won this humongous victory in Delhi, the expectations were very high. But in less than 2 years, I think they have completely collapsed.
Stay with me for a moment, Sanjay. I also want to bring in Ankit Tyagi once again. Ankit, this is a very, very serious indictment, as Sanjay Jha of the Congress party puts it. But are these minor irregularities that the Shunglu committee points out, or are these major illegalities? And that is the aspect that former LG or the then LG Najib Jung, the Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung, had raised. Minor irregularities or major illegality?
Well, I'll tell you what this committee report is saying. They are saying the purview of their investigation was the procedural lapses by the Delhi government. In this entire committee report, the Shunglu committee has dealt with various sections in which they say where the ministers or the council of minister was to take a decision with the consent of the LG, where they were which was in the purview, and the departments or the spaces where the government has gone ahead without the consent of the Lieutenant Governor, which even did not come under the purview of the Delhi government. So now it will be in the interpretation of the court, if somebody takes it to the court, whether they are illegal or not. But they are saying that most of these appointments, most of these allotments, as of now, according to the set procedure, cannot be sustained. They are not sustainable, and they cannot be de facto approved. So it looks like if the government, if the Lieutenant Governor office enforces this committee finding, then possibly a lot of people will be losing their jobs and accommodation, those who have been appointed by the Aam Aadmi Party government.
Okay. I also want to bring in BJP's GVL Narasimha Rao for more on the story. GVL Narasimha Rao, the Shunglu committee on the appointment of Swati Maliwal says that she's been provided accommodation despite not being entitled for this. It's also raised objection over the appointment of Nikunj Agrawal as OSD to the health minister because he was a relative of Arvind Kejriwal. What do you make of these findings of the Shunglu committee?
No, Gaurav, I think from the day they assumed they came to power in Delhi, I think the entire priority of the Aam Aadmi Party government was not really to do anything for the people of Delhi, but to only appoint their own party cadres and their own family members, their friends and girlfriends into various positions of office, and somehow how to make maximum use of the discretion available.
No, I'm sorry, sir. Sir, on what basis? Sir, pardon me, but on what basis are you talking about, friends and lady friends, or the terminology that you use, sir? Wouldn't that be inappropriate, Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao?
I know, I think there's enough debate on this, which has been going on for a long time on social media, and everybody knows about it. I do not want to go into any further details on that. I think the nepotism, appointment of their party cadres and their friends has been a priority of this government, and they have the manner in which they even appointed parliamentary secretaries in violation of the Delhi laws, and also subsequently how they tried to wriggle out of it by trying to post facto pass the bill. I think all this smacks of their complete, not only their inexperience in governance, it smacks of their complete hunger for office, their hunger for misusing the authority, and in fact such authority is not even vested in their office.
Sir, stay with me for a moment. I have Congress's Sanjay Jha with me, BJP's GVL Narasimha Rao, India Today's Ankit Tyagi. We're also trying to get a reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party. Ankit, has there been any reaction whatsoever, either officially or through sources, Ankit?
Well, Gaurav, as of now, we are trying to connect with the Aam Aadmi Party, our sources in the Aam Aadmi Party. So far, nobody is ready to comment on this. What they are saying is that we have not seen this report. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party is also saying that they have taken this matter to the court about the jurisdiction of an elected government and what all they need to do and what not. Remember, the High Court of Delhi had already given a judgment in which they said that the Lieutenant Governor is the de facto executive through which the government of Delhi would have to work. He is the boss as far as the set procedures are concerned. The Aam Aadmi Party has challenged this in the Supreme Court. That hearing is still going on. But as of now, no reaction so far officially from the party or the government as far as the Shunglu Committee report is concerned, Gaurav.
Okay, and this isn't restricted. This report, these findings are not just restricted. 101 pages, as India Today's Ankit Tyagi is pointing out, not restricted just to Swati Maliwal's residence or the accommodation provided to her or to Satendra Jain's daughter, Soumya. It goes on to talk about Arvind Kejriwal's relative, Nikunj Agrawal, Arvind Kejriwal's relative being appointed to the Delhi government, appointment of Mr. Parija as member administration of Municipal Taxation Tribunal for a full term by Deputy Chief Minister for the above post. What this goes on to say that she had no administrative experience for the post and she was obviously unsuitable and unqualified for the post. So Sanjay Jha, while we wait for a reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party, what does the Congress Party make of the Shunglu Committee findings on the appointments of those who are either kith or kin or close relatives or friends of Aam Aadmi Party leaders may have been inappropriate to appoint them because they were unsuitable and unqualified, Mr. Sanjay Jha?
Gaurav, let me tell you, I think as a political party, we stand vindicated because we have been raising these issues up on a recurring basis. Please don't forget that the Arvind Kejriwal government in Delhi has spent a humongous amount of money in public advertisements promoting Mr. Kejriwal and his government in places where there was no relevance for them to do so. So who's paid the price for it? The ordinary taxpayer of Delhi, the citizens who trusted Mr. Kejriwal. You have a situation today where, he's fighting a criminal defamation case on with Mr. Arun Jaitley. And there was an attempt apparently to get the government to fund it. So, there is a very blatant and a very brazen attempt here to hoodwink the people of Delhi, take on this self-righteous posture that we are, running as pure as running water. But the truth is that the government of Mr. Kejriwal is fallen woefully short, not just in terms of delivering to public expectations, but living up to ordinary and basic elementary standards of governance.
Okay, let me also quote another aspect that this report points out. India Today is the only channel that has accessed this report exclusively. We get you more details of this report. And here it goes on to say that the appointment of Abhinav Rai is a private person on contract in the office of Minister Transport with a designation of OSD is done first against a vacant post. Subsequently, his consolidated remuneration is raised to rupees 87,000, which is approximately 4 times the salary of a UDC or an upper division clerk. Appointment of Abhinav Rai, the permission was not taken by the Lieutenant Governor. Now, Ankit, this is not restricted to any one appointment or any one relative, kith or kin. This is massive and in several departments, Ankit.
That's right. In fact, it has gone on to speak about many appointments. It has gone on to speak about the appointment of Dr. Nikunj Agarwal, as you were speaking about. It said that in order to bolster his CV, the Aam Aadmi Party government, in fact, sent him to IIM Ahmedabad for a leadership program so that they could boost his CV. He was also sent to China to in fact, ensure that there are his CV has the weight, and all this was done de facto after he was already appointed, and there was no clearance that was taken by the Lieutenant Governor. If you go on to see another appointment of Gopal Mohan, who is a close aide of Arvind Kejriwal, as he was attached to the Anti-Corruption Bureau, it said that this post seemed to have been created to give direct benefit to Gopal Mohan. Let me also clarify, Gaurav, that this entire report is, on most parts, is talking about the procedural lapses by the Delhi government, in which, in most cases, the appointments that they have done, the Lieutenant Governor has the power to go ahead and make those exceptions, not the government of Delhi. They did not send those files to the Lieutenant Governor and they cleared them on their own. These are 404 files that we are talking about. The committee has divided them into 3 categories, and on those basis, they have gone through all these files. The committee has also questioned the foreign tours.
Yes. Yes, the aspect that you're raising about foreign tours, it's explosive, Ankit. The committee is raising instances of foreign tours of ministers, either individually or as part of a delegation. It says sanction of LG was not taken for these. The MLA is representing various constituencies in Delhi. Responsibility in respect of different subjects. Relevant Administration Act of NCT of Delhi, in other words, was action. Their permission was not taken. Delhi government has issued notification relating to enhancement of tax license free duty under various acts and powers. They are only with the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. Therefore, the notification of Government of Delhi suffers from legal infirmity. And BJP's Nalin Kohli now joins me on the broadcast. Nalin Kohli, you're also a lawyer. A lot of this is legalese, what the Shunglu committee says. de-jargonize it for the viewer. What does the BJP make of this, sir?
In a sense, this is a subversion of the Constitution and the procedures established by Constitution and rule of law. What the Aam Aadmi Party has been doing consistently is discarding the system of governance, clearly discarding how the constitutional scheme of governance is supposed to run, throwing it to the dogs, and doing exactly what a despotic ruler would do in a non-constitutional government. Appoint anyone, don't give a damn or don't care about anything to do with the rules. Appoint all the people who are close to you. So in a sense, get your yes men or your party people. If due process is followed, if it is done under the system, that may still be overlooked, that you are entitled to get someone into the system whom you wish. But if the system itself is thrown away, thrown to the winds, then certainly it raises the question whether it is like a despotic ruler.
No, but the question that the Aam Aadmi Party is saying...
They are a fraud on the mandate of Delhi.
But their point is, they won 67 of 70 seats. Nalin Kohli and Sanjay Jha, Nalin, to you first. They have won 67 of 70 seats. The Aam Aadmi Party says, we have won. It is our right to do it. The High Court order went against them, so they've challenged it in the Supreme Court.
Fundamentally speaking, democracy flows from the Constitution. The Constitution is not a baby of the democracy that you could throw it in. If the Constitution has to be amended, it requires, under a procedure, two-thirds amendment. You need to have two-thirds voting, then you can change the amendment. You can bring an amendment to an article or to something there in the Constitution. So the Aam Aadmi Party winning 67 seats does not give them the right to throw the Constitution to as they wish and change it in the manner or interpret it in the manner that they wish. The interpretation of the Constitution is done by the courts. The courts and the entire established machinery that looks at the Constitution is consistently saying they are wrong. If they want to live in delusion on that, they are entitled to live. Okay. But the Constitution is going to be higher than any such view of theirs.
Okay, stay with me. I once again want to bring in India Today's Ankit Tyagi, who's breaking the story exclusively for us. Ankit, this report goes on to say on the 16th of May 2015, Anindo Majumdar was unilaterally relieved of his portfolio and Rajendra Kumar was directed to hold additional charge. This decision facilitated many subsequent actions which may not have been otherwise possible. What does this mean, Ankit?
Well, this is regarding the Home Secretary who was in fact in place, and there were certain decisions that the Aam Aadmi Party government had taken. Let me just first tell you, give you a little background, Gaurav. As soon as the Chief Minister in the second term, he came to power, and this is exactly what the Shunglu Committee has also pointed out, that this time the difference within the first 49 days of the government of the Aam Aadmi Party and this government in 2015 was that the government decided that they will, apart from the, according to their interpretation, the subjects that do not deal with directly, that is land, that is DDA, police and law and order. Apart from that, they directed all their ministers and all the secretaries to send the files directly to the Chief Minister, get them approved by the Chief Minister or the respective ministers, and do not send them to the Lieutenant Governor. That was the beginning of this entire confrontation. Mr. Majumdar, he had, there were certain instructions given to him, or certain orders, in fact, were given to him that he had to carry out. He did not. And in fact, he sent a few files directly to the Lieutenant Governor, to which the Lieutenant Governor had made some scathing remarks. On that, the government of Delhi, in their wisdom, decided that they would want to get somebody else. And at that point of time, Principal Secretary of Arvind Kejriwal, who was Rajendra Kumar, who, remember now,
yes,
is also going through a case by the CBI in a corruption case. He was given additional charge. That also became a big problem between the Lieutenant Governor and the Aam Aadmi Party government.
Okay, let me bring in Congress Party's Sanjay Jha for more on this. Sanjay, I just got an SMS from somebody in the Aam Aadmi Party. They're still getting their legal response or their formal response together. But their point is they're questioning the timing of this report coming out on India Today. They're saying that this is being done so that it hampers their chances in the MCD elections. They're questioning it.
Well, I think if they question the timing, they are essentially not contradicting what is actually stated in the report. I think what is germane to the discussion is the allegations that are being made in the report, which clearly are manifesting that the Aam Aadmi Party has betrayed a humongous public trust in them. Because, these are not ordinary shenanigans. What I'm hearing on your channel, Gaurav, is a laundry list of procedural contraventions. And these are violations that are done clearly with intent to create a fraud in the system. I mean, I'm sure that, the people in Aam Aadmi Party were aware that if somebody's going to go abroad or somebody's going to be posted in a particular department, that is not as per procedure and protocol. So if they're doing something wrong, willfully, I think that is a betrayal of public trust. And in a great number of ways, it shames the Aam Aadmi Party because, they criticized the entire political system, made a political capital out of it for themselves through an electoral landslide victory.
Yes.
And now, I think they have nothing but egg on their face.
And this goes on and on and on. Ankit, if we were to talk about allotment of houses, allotment of offices, this goes on to say that people who were appointed as personal staff, for example, Roshan Shankar as advisor to Minister of Tourism, appointment of Abhinav Rai in Minister of Transport office, appointment of Rahul Bhasin in office of CM, appointment of Gopal Mohan, a close associate of Arvind Kejriwal. It's questioning a series of appointments. So Ankit, you cover the Delhi government, you cover the Aam Aadmi Party. Are these procedural lapses? Are these minor irregularities? Or are these major illegalities and more than just procedural lapses?
Gaurav, before I answer that, I have just been able to get in touch with a top source within the Delhi government, and this is the first response that we are breaking on this here on India Today. The response as far as the government of Delhi is concerned, they are now saying that this committee is absolutely illegal. This committee was formed only to trouble the Aam Aadmi Party government. It is to score political points, and this report is a 4-month-old report. The report has just come out just before the MCD election, so it is clear that all these things are being used to gain political points just before the MCD election. It also, my source goes on to say that if there is any legal culpability, then so far the government of India or the former Lieutenant Governor or the Lieutenant Governor who is presiding over right now could have gone to the court or should have taken some action. So they are saying that there is no legal binding of this committee. It is only to hamper the work of the Aam Aadmi Party government, and that is the first response that we are breaking here on India Today from the Aam Aadmi Party. They still say that it is an illegal committee, and they also say that it is politically motivated. Now, coming to what you were saying, Gaurav.
Ashutosh is joining me on the phone line for a moment. Ankit, stay on with me. Ashutosh, sir, your first reaction to the findings of the Shunglu committee?
I can only laugh at these reports for a simple reason. Because why these reports are coming so regularly in the last 3-4 days? It shows very simple thing. Simple thing is today the MCD elections are there. So BJP and the Congress, they both have connived and conspired that come what may, Aam Aadmi Party should not come into the MCD. That is why they are doing it. And now if it has come to this far, that why Aam Aadmi Party has an office in Delhi, okay, hum kal office khali kar denge. Why Aam Aadmi Party is wearing clothes, hum kapde bhi utar denge.
Sir, but aren't the findings a little more serious? Ashutosh ji, when it's questioning the appointment of Swati Maliwal, the accommodation of Swati Maliwal, or Satyendra Jain's daughter being appointed, sir?
Gaurav, you have asked me to give my response. Let me give my response. Then you can ask any question you want. Hello?
Yes, sir. Go on.
I am just simply saying कि आज की तारीख में बीजेपी और कांग्रेस क्या चाहती है? वो चाहती है कि आम आदमी पार्टी का दफ्तर भी दिल्ली के अंदर नहीं होना चाहिए. इनसे दफ्तर को निकाल के सड़क पे फेंक दो. वो ये चाहते हैं स्वाति मालीवाल के पास दफ्तर के हैं, उसको भी सड़क पे लाके बिठा दो. बीजेपी कांग्रेस ये चाहती है कि आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग कपड़े पहनना बंद कर दे. चलो वो भी उतार के निकलवा देते हैं हम लोग. उनको इस बात पर भी आपत्ति कि आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग मुस्कुराते क्यों हैं? चलो मुस्कुराना भी बंद कर देते हैं. सवाल ये कि वाई बीजेपी एंड द कांग्रेस, वाई दे आर सो डेस्परेट? Why on the eve of MCD elections, one after another, they are accusing Aam Aadmi Party and alleging. This shows that there is a hidden understanding between the BJP and the Congress to malign the image of Aam Aadmi Party. This Shunglu committee has nothing. This Shunglu committee cannot prove a single thing. If on the basis of Shunglu committee report, if you can say, then there are n number of reports which have come into the Gujarat against Mr. Modi and enforcement Even the auditor's report is there.
So can I now come to specifics in the Shunglu committee, sir?
You spoke in a position to say that Modi
if I may, on the specific, if we were to talk about the Shunglu committee talks about appointment of Satyendra Jain's daughter Soumya Jain as advisor mission director, Delhi State Health Mission. There are no expertise according to the Shunglu committee for her to be appointed in Mohalla clinics, sir.
नहीं देखिए शुंगलू, मैं यही तो बार बार आपसे कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि बीजेपी कांग्रेस की आज पूरी कोशिश ये कि दिल्ली के अंदर लोगों को बिजली आधे दाम पे क्यों मिल रही। बीजेपी कांग्रेस की कोशिश ये है कि कहने की दिल्ली के लोगों को हम पानी मुफ्त क्यों दिला रहे हैं, हम हाउस टैक्स माफ करने की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं, हम दिल्ली के अंदर मोहल्ला क्लिनिक क्यों अच्छे से अच्छा बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हम दिल्ली के अंदर बार बार जो है वो हेलो
जी जी
हाँ, हम दिल्ली के अंदर दिल्ली के स्कूलों का स्टैंडर्ड क्यों बेहतर कर रहे हैं। बीजेपी और कांग्रेस इसमें लगी हुई है कि दिल्ली कूड़े का ढेर बना रहे, दिल्ली के लोगों का हाउस टैक्स माफ ना हो, दिल्ली के लोगों को बिजली आधे दाम पे ना मिले, दिल्ली के लोगों को पानी मुफ्त ना मिले, दिल्ली के स्कूलों का स्टैंडर्ड बेहतर ना हो, तो पूरी कोशिश करेंगे।
अच्छा, आप इसे साजिश करार दे रहे हैं। बीजेपी की प्रवक्ता इस समय नूपुर शर्मा भी हमारे साथ हैं। आशुतोष जी,
एनी काइंड ऑफ आर्गुमेंट विद एनी ऑफ योर बीजेपी एंड द कांग्रेस रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, प्लीज हैव देम एंड हैव अ डिस्कशन विद देम।
नहीं, मैं तो तथ्यों को जानने का प्रयास कर रहा हूं। नूपुर आपसे एक प्रश्न पूछना चाहती है। चलिए, आशुतोष जी ने फोन काट दिया। नूपुर, Ashutosh says, the Aam Aadmi Party leader and spokesperson says that there is an issue. The Shunglu committee itself is illegal. Its findings are illegal. And this committee was only formed to harass the Aam Aadmi Party government, which has been performing an outstanding job in Delhi.
You know, honestly, Gaurav, I heard a majority part of what Mr. Ashutosh said, but the fact that he hung up, refusing to get into any kind of discussion, forget debate or argument, with anybody from an opposition camp, goes on to show how scared the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson and the Aam Aadmi Party, because they stand completely and thoroughly exposed today in front of the citizenry and electorate of Delhi. Not only in Delhi, all over India. That's why they got booted out badly in Goa and Punjab. That is one. Secondly, thankfully for Mr. Ashutosh, I hope he's hearing me on television. Thankfully for us, Mr. Ashutosh is neither an investigative agency nor is he a court of law who can adjudicate whether the Shunglu committee can convict or not convict any of them involved members or leaders from Aam Aadmi Party. Thirdly, I think everybody knows this is an absolute scam that a department which can only hire 15 people hires 85 people at a 20, 30, 50, sometimes 200% salary hike.
Okay.
Also, none of the policies, this is the fourth point I want to make, none of the policies that Mr. Kejriwal has come out with in the past 2 years has been for the benefit of the public of Delhi. It has only been for the benefit of hiring per day, be it odd, even or any other policy that they've taken out, only for hiring per day their own workers and volunteers at the rate of 500, 1,000, and for the second odd even at 5,000 rupees a day. They've only been benefiting themselves. I think we don't need to go a lot deeper, but there are a lot of links that the Aam Aadmi Party also has with their now charge-sheeted ex-principal secretary, Mr. Rajendra Kumar, who is also found wanting for these groups, these absolutely illegal, unfounded, baseless hiring and giving positions and outsourcing of posts and creation of posts. His ICSIL, his link with ICSIL is exactly about this, wherein he finds himself wanting. Now, Gaurav, one thing I want to make it very clear. He spoke about a lot of his uplabdhis. I'm sorry, these are copycats. These policies about water, house tax and electricity were brought by BJP first. They just copied without going into the legality.
What will the Congress party strategy be and what will the BJP strategy be? If Sanjay Jha is still with me, Sanjay Jha, what will the Congress party do with the Shunglu committee report now?
Well, let me tell you, firstly, thank you for putting it in the public domain. But secondly, what stunned me about Ashutosh's attempt to play the victim card, this is a standard, Aam Aadmi political strategy. When they face the heat, when they're facing the music, they will play the victim card. The whole world is against me. I mean, this has to stop at some point. I mean, I was astonished that Ashutosh actually never addressed the critical issues that you have been raising on your channel this evening. The other part about accusing the Congress and the BJP of being hand in glove, let me tell you, that's a stupid statement to make. I mean, everybody knows that the Congress and BJP are politically, ideologically, totally at loggerheads all the time.
Okay.
So, you know, end of the day, I think to stop making these conspiratorial noises, I think Aam Aadmi Party has to face one reality. They have let down the people of Delhi, and I think today they are being asked questions. And
there are questions that the Aam Aadmi Party...
they should face to it.
Okay, there are questions that the Aam Aadmi Party needs to answer. For the moment, Nupur Sharma, Sanjay Jha, GVL Narasimha Rao and Ashutosh. Of course, Ashutosh disconnected that phone line. Many thanks for joining me. We here at India Today will continue to track this story very, very closely. We've got the entire Shunglu committee report. We'll be scrutinizing it closely, and on India Today, you'll have all the information always first and accurate.